nice. Also to change the gears is fun,
It's really amazing.
Hi guys and girls, this is Andre from Motorroute.ro, and today I took out for a spin the new Yamaha MT-09 with the automated transmission system. At first look you wouldn't notice any difference from the regular MT-09, except that you are missing the clutch lever on the left side of the handlebar, and also you will notice some new buttons. You got a seesaw trigger that will help you change the gears when you are riding it in manual mode, and also you don't have a gear changing foot lever on the left side. But before I let you know my thoughts, I will let my colleague Eric break it down to you how things work.
As the name says, it is an automated transmission system that takes away the burden of changing the gears yourself, but still leaves the door open for you to take full control of the gears when you switch it in manual. It is very simple to use. In auto, you got two riding modes, D and D+, the late one being the sporty one. So basically, you just start the engine. In order to do this, you have to pull in the front brake because the engine starts in first gear. So you have to be careful not to give it a twist. You still can rev it if you put it in neutral. But most of the time, when you are coming to a stop at a traffic light, it will stay in first gear with no issue of stalling the engine. From this point of view, it is similar with the Honda E-clutch system, about which I did another video. So I invite you to watch that video if you don't know how the E-clutch works. Back to the Y-AMT system. If you put it in manual, you get full control of changing the gears by using this seesaw trigger on the left, which I found very easy to use. Comparing to the buttons of the DCT from Honda, here you can use only your index finger to upshift or downshift. And another interesting thing is that when you put it in manual, you get access to the regular riding modes of the MT-09, like Street, Sport, Rain, Custom 1, and Custom 2. And here, there is a catch. Because I've noticed that for the auto modes, D and D+, when you go inside the motorcycle setup to customize them, you can select only from the number 3 and 4 of the power levels. Basically, when you are running it on auto mode, the acceleration response is tuned down. Just for reference, if you are not used to Yamaha YRC system, 1 is the most powerful, 4 being used for rain mode. Now it's time to get even deeper and see what happens inside the engine when you are using this system. Basically, this is a robotized gear changer that uses two motors, one on the right that controls the clutch, and on the other side, you get another motor that controls the actual change of the gears in conjunction with a third-generation quick shifter. Because of the simplicity of this setup, the Y-AMT adds only 2.8 kilograms to the curb weight of the motorcycle and an €800 premium on the total price of the bike. If you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel in order to be updated with all the news from the moto world. Now, it's time to leave you with Andre to share his thoughts on how this thing really works.
So basically you can transform this motorcycle into a scooter. When you are riding it in the city, it is very useful to have it in automatic mode. You simply just have to control it with the throttle. The motorcycle works by itself. It changes the gears depending on what you need. However, sometimes I feel like the change of gears is a little bit abrupt. Also, the engaging of the clutch, especially if you are going at very low speeds, you are filtering the traffic, let's say, and you are fiddling with the throttle, like going on-off. When you are coming back from a totally off position of the throttle, when you are coming on the gas again, you will feel like a big bang. That's the time it engages, although it uses some kind of slippery clutch, and if you are keeping the throttle constant, you will not feel this bang, but if you are going on-off, you will feel this abrupt knock on the engine. It's the first generation. Probably things will get better in the near future. Also, what I noticed, because it uses a quick shifter connected to this whole system, sometimes when you are not fully committed to the throttle, it might feel like the accelerator got stuck, like the fueling gets cut too long, let's say. But after that, when you get out of the city and you get on the road, especially on some curvy roads like the ones that I have in my back, things are getting very interesting. I mean, it's a real pleasure to ride it in the manual mode, because basically you have a quick shifter at the tips of your finger. It changes very fast and you got a nice rhythm when you are riding this motorcycle. This is the part that I enjoyed most. Also, because you are not moving your leg at all, the bike is very stable when you are going in tight corners. Although, if you are riding it in the automatic mode, when you are doing tight corners, you will see like there is some on and off changing between the first and the second gear. The same thing that it happens when you are riding the DCT from Honda. And what I am doing usually is I put it in manual and put it in second gear because I like to be prepared when I'm getting out of the corner to have the torque in the second gear, and this works like a charm. Another thing that I noticed when I was using it in automatic mode is that I don't think that it takes into account the leaning angle of the motorcycle, even though it is connected to the IMU of the motorcycle. It felt sometimes when I was a little bit leaned on one of the sides, it still downgraded, the gear is still downshifted, and it wasn't something that annoyed me, it was just something that I was not expecting, because coming from the Honda DCT, you are used to have this protection when you are leaning the motorcycle, not to have the gear change. But as I said, the best part about this system, if you are a more experienced rider, for example, is that you can use it in manual mode, and there is a sweet spot, I would say. You know what I'm saying? There is the sweet spot when you are riding this motorcycle. Maybe I should try doing some Eastern European accent just to be different on YouTube, you know? Because nowadays everybody's testing motorcycle. Yeah, so I would say that the sweet spot for this motorcycle, for me at least, was when I was riding it in manual mode. It changes very fast. It's like you got a quick shifter at the tip of your finger. The speed that the changing of the gear happens is similar to the DCT, although there is another technology that prepares the next gear, and I would say that the DCT is faster. For some kind of reason, in terms of feeling, it felt better on the Yamaha. I felt faster when I was riding in the curves, and I'm very curious if you already tested this kind of system. What are your thoughts on it? So please let me know in the comments. We already know what engine this motorcycle has. The CP3 is famous for how hard it pulls when you are going out of the curve, when you are in low revs, but having the quick shifter moved to your fingertips, I would say that brings to a new completely dimension. Actually, there are some studies made, some medical studies, that say the signal coming from the brain to the hand moves faster than the signal from the brain to our feet. Taking this to account, also Yamaha did some tests using the same rider on the circuit, and it seems like people are getting faster when you are riding this Y-AMT system. That's why I'm very curious if you have ridden this motorcycle. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on it. I would say that I'm not in the target for this motorcycle, and the automatic part is not so attractive to me, but the manual part is simply mind-blowing, and that's why I advise you, if you haven't ridden this motorcycle, just get to your closest Yamaha dealer and take a spin on it.